CIL 650, in association with Tom Lucas Productions, presents Radio Real Estate.
Our house in the middle of our street.
And now, here are your hosts, Bill Macklem, Fern Northcutt, and Tom Lucas.
Hey, good morning. Welcome to the Radio Real Estate Show. Bill, welcome back to the studio. Good to see you again.
It's good to be here.
Happy New Year.
Happy New Year.
And Fern, are you there?
I certainly am, Tom. How are you?
Happy New
How are
Year.
you, Bill?
I'm well. Happy New Year to you.
Thank you.
Now, as you know,
Happy New Year to you both,
thank
too.
you so much. As you know, that Christmas time, Bill took some pity on poor Tom here, and he handed out a little care package, and it's just full of those Ghirardelli chocolates that I just love so much. So get this, Fern. The other day, because I like my chocolate in the fridge. See, so I'm at the fridge going, oh, there's some of Bill's chocolates. I think I'll have one. So, oh, now this is white chocolate. Well, I'm not too keen on white chocolate, but I figured, you know what? Any port in a storm, right? So it's in the shape of a card. I figured, well, it's too big to eat. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to cut it in half. And I'm going to have half now and half later, right?
Mm-hmm.
So I cut it in half. I get the knife out, and I cut it in half very carefully. And I take a big bite of it, and I'm going, wait a minute, this isn't chocolate. It was soap.
Oh, no.
It was soap. And I was thinking
So, in other words, you said some bad words.
yes. Well, I was
Bill
thinking.
wanted to wash your mouth out with
I
soap
was
and
thinking about my
pretended it was
mom.
chocolate.
I was thinking about my mom who just wanted to wash my mouth, and I avoided that all those years, and I just did it to myself. Bill, you trying to tell us something?
Well, we're trying to run a
Karma,
clean
Tom.
show
It's
here.
called karma.
Is that what it's called?
Yeah.
It's karma. Well, okay. Hey, Happy New Year, guys. Thank you, and thank you for all for being here. It was recently announced, too, just a little while, I guess just before Christmas, that the down payment for mortgages in Canada will be changing after February, right, Bill?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
So your minimum
February
down
16th,
payment.
I think they said, yeah.
So your minimum down payment of 5% on the purchase of your home, you're also now going to be paying that on the first $500,000, and then you're going to be paying 10% on the remaining portion over $500,000.
So this is going to make a big difference.
Not really.
No?
No, I mean, so I've been doing this for quite a while. I remember when we used to have 10% down.
Mm-hmm.
And that was when homes were selling for $50,000 to $100,000. So this kind of gives a little bit more strength to the buyer in terms of having some equity in their home. We know that homes are going up in value, which is great. So they're going to have some better equity. So on a $1 million home, because $1 million is a threshold, you're actually putting 7.5% down. So it's not like a full 10% down.
And these days, just most of the houses here in Vancouver are well over $1 million.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So if you go over $1 million, you got to put 20% down.
So let's ask Fern, are places still selling? Do we have, is there property out there to sell?
Again, we're shortage of listings right now, even through the Christmas and New Year season. That people were out looking, and you know that if you're looking to put your home on the market, normally we say to people that the market sort of picks up the beginning of March, but I haven't seen any slowdown over the season at all. And you know, with this new down payment thing, more people are going to have to go to the bank of mom and dad.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Let me ask you about this question, too. In the news in the last little while, we've heard about the problems they're having in China, and they're saying that some of the money will be coming here to buy more property. Do you see that happening, Bill?
No.
No? Fern?
I think so. I'm not trying to counteract what Bill said there, but I think
No,
we'll
that's
see it more in Richmond and Burnaby and stuff like that. We people who are in the valley, South Surrey, yes, we see Chinese money coming in, but you know, when you hear of these things going on like that around the world, sometimes the press will play it up. The ground, when you get in on the ground level, it'll be real interesting in the next 6 months to see the money that's coming into Canada.
Well, what you're saying is true. The press may play it up, but not here in Radio Real Estate, because we tell it like it is. Bill Macklem, who is the president of Dominion Macklem Mortgages, is here. He's the resident mortgage expert on the program. And in just a few minutes, you'll have this week's weekly mortgage rate update, right, Fern?
Yes, sir will. Bill will also answer your mortgage question of the week in a few minutes.
Later in the show, I'm going to be talking about planning. I'm talking about
Planning?
Planning.
I didn't know the house was going to be that big.
What?
Yeah.
You didn't plan?
Wow.
I didn't know.
I think I know where you're going with this. It's going to be an interesting story. So we didn't know how big the house is going to be, Fern. I don't know what the hell that means, but anyway.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to hearing that, too. And our Radio Real Estate home handyman, Finn Jensen, would like to know if your boiler is an energy hog.
Wow.
This is an agricultural show?
It could be.
Yeah.
With Finn, you never know.
We got pigs and all over the place here. Monica Dinabriga, president of Mummy Maids, will be here with their tip of the week. This morning, she says, it's shoes off at the door.
Yeah, well, that's a good thing. And also, we'll be chatting about if you can legally defer some of your property taxes and why you might want to do so. So that'll be an interesting bit of conversation for you.
Absolutely.
Yeah, that's actually interesting, and I have personal experience on that. So
Good.
It'll be real interesting to listen to, the input of that as well. And Bill's mortgage question of the week is coming up, and if you have a question for Bill, leave it on our website, RadioRealEstateShow.ca, RadioRealEstateShow.ca, and Bill will answer it on our next weekend show.
Andrea Jock of Keller Williams Lee Realty is on the show, and she thinks things have been busy in the Tri-Cities to kick off the brand new year.
Andy Matu of Powerhouse Agents at Remax Crest Westside is on our show, and we'll take a look at the Greater Vancouver real estate market.
It's 6 minutes after 10 o'clock. You are listening to the Radio Real Estate Show live on CIL 650, and it's time now for let's have a look at the mortgage rate update with Mr. Macklem. What do you see in your crystal ball there, Billy?
I don't see the rates moving a whole lot. I was listening to pullouts over this past couple days, and I'm hearing some things. I'm noticing that we've had some job growths. We're pretty much a tenth of the size of the Americans, and they said they had 250,000 new jobs created this last month, and we had close to 23,000, so that's good news. The economy is starting to perk a little bit. Gas prices are kind of going down a little bit.
Yeah, a little bit, yeah.
I mean, they're only 80 cents a liter in Winnipeg and 62 cents in Alberta, but we're still $1.19 here.
Well, there should be 98 cents at minimum.
Absolutely.
Maximum.
But I heard the story though that the Northwest petroleum suppliers are actually now producing more gas from the oil they've got, and so therefore they're going to drop the prices. But America's had theirs dropped from about 6 months ago.
I get confused because you go down to the station, you buy gasoline in gallons. Up here, you buy it in liters. So I just here's my money.
Absolutely.
Well, you just sort of pay your money and take your chances. And when I was doing that report from San Francisco in Northern California at that time, and that was back in November, a gallon, I was paying $2.89 a gallon.
That's now $2.55 in Seattle.
That's a lot of money.
Yeah, it's working its way up there.
Oh yeah.
There you go.
And so, I'm sorry, but I'm getting old, and I'm starting to become a little bit jaded, and I'm thinking, you know what? If Peel wanted gas prices down, they would have had them down. But the municipalities need the gas prices up because they get a higher tax on the higher dollar value of the gas. So therefore, they can get more money for the general coffers in the province here. So why would you want to have the price of gas drop? Because therefore, you would have less dollars coming from taxes.
Is that not the same thing as if God wanted you to smoke, he'd give you a chimney?
Something like that.
I see. In the next segment
Well, you know what? If the municipalities and the cities would use it wisely, I have no problem with that. But, if I'm going to be paying my money, I kind of like to see a little bit more results from where my money goes. I don't want to feel it's just going into a vortex.
You heard the comment, municipal worker, right?
What is she? Does she have a shovel? Are you leaning on a shovel now, Fern? Oh, there she is. She's on a shovel. In the next segment of the program, Bill will answer the mortgage question of the week. And later on in the program, we'll be talking about deferring your taxes. Also, Monica Dina Briga, the president of Mummy Maids, will be on the show. She has some wonderful cleaning tips for us. And she says you can cut your chores in half if you leave your shoes at the door.
So you're listening to Vancouver's original online air open house, Radio Real Estate on CIL 650.
Hi, this is Preston from Humphrey Pro Painting and Renovations. The Christmas holidays are almost here, and Humphrey Pro Painting and Renovations can get your home ready for the season. We offer the best products and the best services at the best prices. Call for your estimate, 604-897-6049. That's 604-897-6049. Or get more information online at humphreypropainting.com. That's humphreypropainting.com.
Mike Farkas is on the line from North Vancouver Nissan. Happy New Year.
Well, Happy New Year, Tom, and I hope you had a good one.
I think so.
What you can remember?
Never mind.
I'll take this opportunity to wish all my customers, past, present, and future, Happy New Year, and I look forward to seeing them in 2016.
And the easy way to find them is in the North Vancouver Auto Mall or go online, northvancouvernissan.com.
Hi, it's Bill Macklem from Dominion Macklem Mortgages. As your mortgage broker, I am your home loan consultant, helping you finance the largest debt of your life. All of us want to make the right financing decision when we're making this choice. Even after you sign for your mortgage, we are still there for you. Call us. Dominion Macklem Mortgages, 604-684-4663, 604-684-HOME.
CIL 650.
Letters, we get letters. We get stacks and stacks of letters.
All right, we're back to normal now. You can take off the crazy Christmas sweater.
No kidding.
Put the Perry Como sweater back on.
It's a little tighter.
It looks nice, too. Nice stripes on it. It's very camp. I don't know what that means, but it looks very camp. So we have a question. Yes.
We do. But tell me, who won the ugly sweater contest over Christmas?
Didn't you get your prize yet?
Well, never mind. Let's just go to the question of the week. It comes to us from Sandy Kovacs of Vancouver. Sandy would like to know, if a person does not have a credit history, what documents would they need to obtain a mortgage?
That's a really good question, Fern. Sandy, normally that's a non-starter. Normally banks will say, not interested. But some of the lenders are interested depending on the circumstances. So if you're going to kind of create kind of a credit worthiness for yourself, you have to create your own credit. So what you look at 12 months of rent payments coming out of your bank. So you show 12 months of statements from your bank showing those payments getting made. You'd get a letter from your landlord saying that you're making payments on time. You have a deposit on hand. You want to keep accurate financial records. You may want to talk to your employer and get him to talk about what a great person you are and you're reliable and all that. But most banks, if you do not have a credit report, will not approve your mortgage. So therefore, you're looking probably at secondary lenders, and you're probably looking at somewhat more down payment, probably 25% down.
Cool.
So that's it for me.
That's it for you. A little bit of dead air there. I was waiting for you to go into a rant, Bill.
Well, no, Bill won't go into a rant because I have his leash tied very tightly today.
Oh, no, I'm glad to hear that. That's a New Year's resolution, is it?
Well, he can only rant when we allow him to. So if somebody wants to get a hold of Bill, what should they do?
For expert mortgage information online, visit billymac.com. That's Billy with an I, not a Y, mac.com, or call Bill at 604-684-4663. That's 604-684-HOME.
Just like the makeup people, it's mac.com, right? Billy Mac, mac.com. Well, it's time now to find out what's going on in the Tri-Cities, right?
That's right. I think that Andrea Jock is going to be.
You think so? Do you have her on the line? She's on the line. Let's say good morning, Andrea.
Good morning, Tom. Hi, everyone.
Good morning. Nice to hear you back on the show. I understand the beginning of 2016 has just been like a whirlwind out there in the Tri-Cities.
We're off to a great start to the new year in the Tri-Cities. I'm getting lots of calls from my buyers who are ready to get out there and looking for their new home now that the holidays are over. If you are thinking about selling, now is a great time to beat the spring market where you'll have more competition. Today I'm featuring a gorgeous 2-bedroom, 1,200 square foot townhome located in the popular Fremont Blue by Mosaic Home. This is one of the most sought-after floor plans, offering the largest bright gourmet white kitchen with huge center island and a large dining area, a perfect entertainer's dream home. Enjoy the peaceful mountain views from the master bedroom and just steps away from the park and the resort-like river club, exclusive to the Fremont residents, with its own private pool, hot tub, outdoor barbecue area, and rec center. On the market for $478,800. Come by and check out the open house today and tomorrow from 1 to 4 p.m. This is Andrea Jock for Radio Real Estate.
You know, I'll find it really interesting for this weekend coming up, what the results are as open houses. We kind of gauge it every week and sort of report after the end of the weekend to see what the traffic was through open houses. So I'd be interested to see what Andrea's played as well. So anyway, in the Tri-Cities, Andrea Jock at 604-783-3124 or visit Pinnacle Group, REM.com. Phone number again is 604-783-3124 or visit Pinnacle Group, REM.com.
And coming up in the next portion of the program, we'll be talking about deferring your property taxes and why you may wish to do so.
And this is for Northcott of RE/MAX Performance Realty with mortgage expert Bill Macklem, president of Dominion Macklem Mortgages, producer Dwayne Bishop, and Tom Lucas. You're listening to Radio Real Estate, Vancouver's original on-air open house on CL 650.
Hi, this is Monica from Mummy Maids. We're here to help you with all your cleaning needs, including move-in, move-outs, packing and unpacking, organizing, laundry and windows, walls, basic cleaning, and custom cleaning. We do it all. You deserve a break, and Mummy Maids can help. Let us clean your castle with no hassle. Call 604-533-4959. That's 604-533-4959. Or visit us at mummymaids.com.
Hi, Hi, this is Fern Northcott of Remax Performance. Your real estate dreams begin with you. Baby boomers move for various reasons. Perhaps your home is just too big, or you want to buy that toy you always wanted. Together, we will make that happen. Call or text me, Fern Northcott, 604-790-9066, 604-790-9066, or visit fnorthcott.com.
Mike Farkas is on the line from North Vancouver Nissan. Happy New Year.
Well, Happy New Year, Tom, and I hope you had a good one.
I think so.
What you can remember?
Never mind.
I'll take this opportunity to wish all my customers, past, present, and future, Happy New Year, and I look forward to seeing them in 2016.
And the easy way to find them is in the North Vancouver Auto Mall, or go online, northvancouvernissan.com.
Hi, it's Bill Macklem from Dominion Macklem Mortgages. In these busy times, it is not always possible to get to a bank for appointments. With young families and busy agendas, we have found that our personal, professional, and our at-home service is very much appreciated. Call 604-684-4663, 604-684-HOME, or online at billymac.com. That's B-I-L-L-I, not a Y, M-A-C.com.
Vancouver weather.
10:17, 17 minutes after 10 o'clock on the Radio Real Estate Show. You know what? The weekend's not going to be too bad. The fog will dissipate. Sunshine will be here for the rest of the day with a high about plus 7 degrees. So for the remainder of the weekend, William, what's happening?
A little cloudy tomorrow. Coming mix of sun and cloudy afternoon. High of 5, so that's not bad. But Monday, guess what? We're going to have some rain.
Where the hell's my umbrella?
And plus 4 high.
All right, right now it is plus 2 degrees on the Radio Real Estate Show.
CI 650.
Yeah. Let's move right on in today. We got a brand new house that's for sale. We're going to buy it. I'm going to go see Bill Mack. I'm going to get some money. I'm going to see Fern Northcott. She's going to help me make a deal on the house. I have my team.
Absolutely.
I've got my house. Thank you, Bill. Thank you, Fern. I've got my house. Now I don't wish to pay the taxes. Well, who does, right?
That's great.
But apparently you can put them off.
Well, you can.
So they can.
Yes, you can.
So they can.
But you have to be a certain age.
Do you? Well, let's find out. We got John. You know John?
Yeah, John
Charbonneau. Yeah, it's with the mortgage group.
A great guy.
He says there is a way to defer your property taxes, and he's going to tell us why. John, what's up?
Whether you are short of income and desperately need this program, or you are a smart investor looking at better ways to use your cash flow, this program has several advantages. In short, you stop paying your property taxes now and pay them when your home sells. This is a provincial program available for homeowners living in a home they want to defer paying taxes on. You can qualify if you are 55 years of age or older during the current year, or if you are a surviving spouse of any age, or a person with disabilities. You may also qualify if you are a parent, step-parent, or financially supporting a child. You apply to the province of BC, and you can defer some or all of your property taxes after the homeowner grant is deducted. The province pays the property taxes for you, so your local municipality still gets their money, and interest is added to your account at a rate that is set every 6 months. As of March 2016, the regular rate of interest is 0.85%. This is a great program, especially for those with limited income, and it's a wonderful program for those that like to manage their money. Imagine this. Defer your property taxes. Take the money you would normally use to pay your property taxes and put it into a tax-free savings account. Invest it and get a rate of return higher than the rate you are paying the provincial government, and you come out ahead of the game. And you have all the money to pay the taxes when you sell your home, and you don't eat into the equity of your home.
Ah, that's interesting. Interesting. I never thought about it. Take the money you could pay in taxes and invest it in something else, and like you say, Bill, make some more money.
Well, you have a bunch of MIC funds, and Fern knows all these. Fern, these will start anywhere at 4%, can be as high as 12%, depending on what kind of mortgage investment corporation you're using. And so you're making, let's just say on average, you're making 9%, and you're paying less than 1%. It doesn't make much sense to pay your taxes.
Have you ever done this, Fern? Have you ever deferred your taxes?
Yeah, I 2 years ago, and I went through the rigmarole with Surrey and their tax department and filled in all the the information that they wanted, et cetera, et cetera. And I believe at that time when I deferred my taxes, I'm paying the city of Surrey / the province of BC 1%. I've taken that money and I have invested it with our Sea Isle investor guy, and I'm receiving 5% on my money. So, over a period of time, and this program goes on either until, as John says, is either until you sell your property or until you die. And I look at it this way: if I've got another 20, 30 years left of my life, look how much.
Oh, you haven't talked to her yet, eh, Bill?
No.
No, I say. Hey, Fred. You can say Fred Snyder. It's okay. We love Fred. It's all right. I know that you and Fred are pretty tight. You've been dealing with Fred for a long time, right?
A lot of my money has been invested with Fred. I've been, what can I say? I've got a lot of good tips from him. And so, yes, he constantly reminds me, get it into the tax-free savings account. And every year, write him another check for that. And what can I say? What do they say again? What you lose on the swings, you pick up on the merry-go-round.
I've known some people when I was younger. I used to say, defer your property taxes. Holy cow, that's quite the thing to be doing. But it could be a good thing.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Well, you know what? I was pretty freaky about that myself because, being my brain is concentrated for all these decades is keep your money in real estate because that's what you're going to need. Well, who am I going to leave it to? I may as well enjoy it now, and if I can make an extra percentage on my money, why not?
Well, like Bill always says, he says, nowhere in the parent's handbook does it say that you have to make your children rich. You want to take care of them, of course you do. You want to teach them right from wrong. You want to teach them how to survive in life, but you don't necessarily have to make them rich unless you just have so much money. Just give it to them, right?
Well, I think if you just teach them business. I have a young nephew, and he and I talked lots of business when he was in his late teens, and that he is doing very well financially, and I won't say it's only to me, but I opened his eyes into financial investments and keep your mind open, and he's 26 years old and owns his second house, just bought his second house.
Well, Bill came up with a good one. He says, again, nowhere does it say that you have to make your kids rich. He says that the kids want to get rich off mom and dad. You said this, Bill. He said, tell them, the kids, to buy mom and dad an insurance policy. Tell the kids to pay the premiums. Exactly. When the time comes, they can cash in. In the meantime, mom and dad have their money to live on.
Exactly.
Yep.
They can defer their taxes.
Yeah. Responsibility.
Yeah. So they can defer their taxes. So now, how long can you defer your taxes? Is it
until you sell or till you die?
Really?
Yep.
Yeah.
Most of us till we die.
So you can start, apparently you have to be 55.
That's right.
And you can start at 55, and if you live to be 155, then so be it.
Yeah. And so it's just going to compound at 0.08%.
So at that point, of course, the real estate market is going to be a lot higher than what it is today, and even if it isn't, once you're dead, who cares?
Well, that's true. So, or until you sell the house, right? So if you sell the house, you need to pay those taxes. If it goes to your estate, the estate needs to pay the taxes.
Absolutely.
Many people doing this? Obviously, it must be.
There's about 40,000. Looks like. I was just looking at some data here. It says, in 2014, more than 36,000 people across BC were on the program. So it's for.
What percentage of that is? What percentage is that, Bill?
Oh, it's got to be like less than 1%.
Less than 1%. Okay.
See, that's where you're the
money
guy.
You know what it is? A lot of people didn't know about it, and I didn't know about it myself. It just was a fluke that I think it was Fred that told me about it, that I didn't know. And, hey, I'm involved with taxes, I'm involved with real estate, and I didn't know.
So, Bill, would this be something that I guess your mortgage broker could help you out with?
Yes, it is, because this is now you start getting a little bit of financial planning before you send them off to someone like Fred Snyder or one of our guys from Raymond James. We have a bunch of contacts we utilize. And so what will happen is you look at the tax deferment. I mean, there's some simple ways, like Fern was saying. You can either put it into an interest-free, the tax-free savings account. You can do that. I always believe that you should be looking at an RSP at least once. And so if you're in a 20 or 30% tax bracket and you put $10,000 into a RSP, you get a $3,000 refund. I mean, there's a 30% return on your investment that you didn't have to invest anywhere. It's just the sheer fact that you just taking the advantage of the tax program from Revenue Canada. You get a tax refund. Now you have an opportunity of taking that refund and putting it into either a tax-free savings account or into something else like a mortgage investment corporation.
So that money is mine then to do what I want? If I wanted to go and buy Fern a brand new coat, I could do so?
You could buy another car.
What?
Oh, please. Oh, please.
I got her attention. I know how to do that. So, Fern, now this is something, I guess the realtor doesn't really help you out, but you could certainly advise people on this before you send them off to see Bill, right?
Yes, and my over 55 clientele, we do discuss it. And some people do take advantage of it, some people do not. It's just basically awareness. And again, it gets right back to your comfort level.
So would you not take advantage of a program like this for the government if you didn't need it, if you're, I guess, well enough off? Is that the only reason why, or can you think of another reason why you wouldn't want to be involved?
Well, I guess I kind of look at the way the government is. I mean, they're offering these incentives, which obviously means that our taxpayer money, yours and my taxpayer money, are paying for people not to pay their taxes because they're deferred. But I kind of look at it personally, and what can I say? That I look at my bank account, and I'm just fine deferring my taxes and collecting that money, that extra money interest rate when I invested in my tax-free.
Let me just play the devil's advocate for just 1 second here. And again, I'm just playing the devil's advocate. Let's suppose that everybody was able to defer their taxes. Okay? Then apparently we have no more money in the government, so when I get sick, I can't go to the hospital. Is that right or wrong?
Over 55.
Over 55. I'm sorry. Over 55. So when I'm over 55.
So half the people.
Okay. Half the people. Or all the people that listen to this radio station because we love them.
That's right.
So yeah. So what was my question?
Your question was, who's going to pay for the hospitals?
Oh, who's going to take me to the hospital?
Well, we're just going to keep the gas prices higher so we get more taxes.
Sorry, Fern?
Oh, well, that's true. That's true. Yeah. Yeah, you're right, because I go back to being a good citizen and thinking, okay, where is this money going to come from for our medical, for all of this other stuff that that we take for granted every day in our lives? But then when people that go to the hospital, I've just had some friends that they went and waited in one of our local hospitals. I won't say which one. They were in emergency for 8 hours.
That's true, but I was always told that the money comes from taxes. Is that not true?
I think so.
How come nobody wants to answer my question?
You're right. Devil's advocate, and you're such a devil, Tom.
Thank you.
You're welcome. I agree. I agree. When I stand back and I look at, goodness sake, it's all for one for all idea. And I look at, if I'm not paying my taxes, then I'm taking medical away from somebody. Well, you know who I'm taking it away from? Myself.
There you be. Now, Bill's. You want to make a point, Bill.
Well, the other thing is too is that don't forget, if you do the tax deferment program, you still have to pay your water charges. You still have to pay your sewer charges.
It's not going to the hospital.
There's garbage and recycling charges, and any other if you have a secondary suite. So you're still paying some of your basic costs on the deferment program. I'm not addressing your situation.
What if I need an operation that costs more than the garbage collection?
Well,
they're all inflated prices.
Oh, okay. And so is my injury. I'm not sick at all. I don't plan on getting sick, so just remember that.
No, absolutely not. It's all called preventative.
Otherwise, who keeps you guys in the line, right?
Exactly.
Yeah. So listen,
who's going to do this thing?
Yeah. So listen, Fern, what's coming up with the next portion of the program? Because I have to go out now and defer my taxes, but I'll be right back. So you guys carry on. What's coming up?
Well, you can't do it on a Saturday, Tom.
Oh, darn.
In our next segment, we'll be joined by Monica DiNabriga, president of Mommy Maids, who has the cleaning tip of the week.
Good morning. It's Tom Lucas with our co-host Fern Northcott of Remax Performance Realty. Bill Macklem is the president of Dominion Macklem Mortgages. Our producer is Dwayne Bishop, and you're listening to Radio Real Estate on CIL 650.
Hi, it's Preston here from Humphrey Pro Painting and Renovations. When you're ready to paint, call Humphrey Pro Painting and Renovations. We do it all. The filling, the sanding, the taping. Hey, we even clean up after ourselves. Discover what Humphrey Pro Painting and Renovations can do for your home and office. Call for your estimate, 604-897-6049. That's 604-897-6049. Or get more information at humphreypropainting.com. That's humphreypropainting.com.
Hi, this is Fern Northcott from Remax Performance. Your real estate dreams begin with you. Real estate is the greatest investment you will ever make. Approach it as an adventure, financially and emotionally without mistakes. I have a plan for making your real estate investments work for you. Call or text me, Fern Northcott, at 604-790-9066, 604-790-9066, or visit fnorthcott.com.
Mike Farkas is on the line from North Vancouver Nissan. Happy New Year.
Well, Happy New Year, Tom, and I hope you had a good one.
I think so.
What you can remember?
Never mind.
I'll take this opportunity to wish all my customers, past, present, and future, Happy New Year, and I look forward to seeing them in 2016.
And the easy way to find them is in the North Vancouver Auto Mall, or go online, northvancouvernissan.com.
Hi, it's Bill Macklem. In these busy and hectic times with family and business responsibilities, it is difficult to find the time to sit down with your mortgage broker and discuss all your mortgage options. I'm available to meet with you at your place of work, your home, our office, or at a place convenient for you. Please give me a call at 604-684-HOME. That's 604-684-4663.
CIL 650. The clean up woman, 'cause she's tough. I mean, she really cleans up.
Oh yeah, she knows how to clean up. Let me tell you.
Oh yeah, and she took all my hockey jerseys out of the
Really? Well, I told her to do that.
out of the kitchen.
I know, and your wife agreed with me.
Yeah,
Kathy said, "Get his."
Yeah.
Well, you know what it's like.
And you know what they say, Bill? Happy wife, happy life.
Absolutely.
Well, Bill said that at least 6 different times, and you're not going to say that anymore, are you?
No, I'm not.
Okay. It's Radio Real Estate on Smooth and Easy CL 650, and it's time now for the cleaning tip of the week. Monica Dinabriga, who is the founder of, and she's also the president of My Maids, is on the line. What do you have for us this morning, Monica? Good morning.
With all the wet weather and somewhere snow, keeping the water off your wooden floors is very important. Have a rubber or plastic mat at your door so you can put your boots or your shoes on. If you have any spills, clear it up right away. Don't allow it to sit or it will damage your floor. If your pets have an accident, use a solution of vinegar, dish soap, and water on the floors to get rid of the urine smells so that they don't use this as a designated spot. Make it easier on yourself this year. Have your New Year's resolution be shoes off at the door. You just cut your cleaning jobs in half. Hope your New Year's is starting off great. This is Monica Dinabriga for Radio Real Estate.
Let Mommy Maids clean your castle with no hassle. Call Monica at 604-533-4959. That's 604-533-4959. Or visit mommymaids.com. That's mommymaids.com.
It's 10:32. It's the Radio Real Estate Show. I'm just going to quickly talk to Bill and to Fern about this. Let's just talk about newbies. We have some new people listening to the show today, as we always do. And let's just say that they've never been to see a mortgage broker before. Number one, is it like going to the dentist? No.
It's terrible.
Do you have? Is it really?
Yeah.
No.
Most people. This is a true story. I'm amazed at this, but I shouldn't be. Most people, when they come to see me in the office, because most people like to come to see the office because they kind of want to make sure I'm not working on the back end of a truck, and they come in and they kind of go, "Oh, this is a lot different than I thought."
Yes, you have a real office.
We have a couple of TD bank chairs in the front that the TD guys rent from us when they have grand openings of their different stores.
TV or TD?
Toronto Dominion.
Oh, okay.
So we have that. We have a couple of TVs at the front so people are for relax. My mom makes cookies. We have a batch of homemade cookies that my mom makes every week. And they come in and they kind of go like, whoa. And then, then we have a reception area. We have my office. We have our what I call the pit, where all the work is actually done. People come in there kind of go like, wow, like I didn't know that. And I have a little bit of sports paraphernalia on my walls.
Pardon me?
A couple.
A little bit?
A little bit.
See, I was oh, geez.
I think it's called a whole mural.
I think you're right. You're absolutely right. But when I was a young guy, I used to think like going to see the mortgage broker was kind of like to go in to see the principal of the high school.
Yeah.
Like, wasn't it very
totally different? We have a very relaxed process. We're like... The most important part of the process is not getting approved for the mortgage. The most important part of the process is to find out what people are really thinking, what they actually really want.
Right on.
So when people go to see somebody like Bill, you're going to see a mortgage broker. It's not as if you're going to see a financial advisor who wants to bleed you dry.
Absolutely.
I say that with all due respect, but I had a financial advisor once, and she just wanted me to keep giving and giving and giving till it hurt.
Yeah.
She told me I'd thank her for it when I was 80. I said, I never get there.
Right.
Yeah.
Well, in the old days when you went to a mortgage broker, it was usually secondary mortgaging. If your bank turned you down, everybody dealt with their banks, their lender of choice, whatever. But if the bank turned them down, then you would go to a broker. So it was psychological as well that it was secondary mortgaging rather than primary mortgaging, as I say to my clients, would you like Bill to shop for a mortgage for you? And hey, I'd love to have somebody to do my shopping, unless it's for my clothes. But when it's something like that, you bet.
Well, that's right. What you're saying is so true that the mortgage broker actually does go out and shop for a mortgage for your clients.
Well, I think
that's exactly what they do.
I think what most clients have never ever understood is the fact that the banks, the major financial institutions in Canada, actually want to have mortgage brokers as part of the process. This is their referral system. They get people coming into the banks. There are people who want to go somewhere else to get some financing. They come to us, but they actually go back to the bank. So it's not as if the banks are losing any business. So they've created this they started about 93, 94, kind of more or less made it more compatible with what's going on in the industry about 2000, 2001. A lot of mortgage brokers came on stream at that particular point in time. And what's happening is the banks want us to be a source of business for them.
And they also have their own freelance mortgage people as well. You look at all of the major banks, and almost all of them now employ their own, what do they call them, individual mortgage broker, revolving mortgage broker, but they have their own as well. So, obviously if the banks are going to like it and have to jump on the bandwagon and have their own, then obviously that a good way to go is through a broker.
So if I go to Bank A and they turn me down, and I go and see a gentleman like Bill, you can shop around. I can say, I went to see Bank A, but they turned me down. Bill, there's something else you can do, right?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
See, that's the problem with having a bank rep, is the bank reps only have the one lender.
The product, right.
They're only talking to one bank, whereas when you come to a broker, we talk to all 60 lenders. And so
right.
we deal with them at a fairly good level. Like our team of my company, we do close to $300 million a year in mortgages. So by doing that kind of volume, all the lenders know who we are, and so they want us. It's no different than you being a Canadian Tire and guys coming in to sell you tires. Well, we have bank people coming into us saying, "Hey, Bill, you haven't given us enough business lately. We need you to give us some more business."
Interesting.
Tailor-made mortgages.
Yeah, no kidding. Well, Fern, let's put it this way. Let's say that Mary and Bob, two different families, are living in their mom and dad's basement. Mom and dad want them out because Mary and Bob are like old enough now, if you know what I'm saying. And they say, well, you know what? It's about time for us to get our own place, to stretch our legs, move out on our own. Let's go talk to our friend Fern. And she's going to help us out. So, Fern, I've never dealt with a realtor before. It's my first time. I'm in my early 20s or 30s. What do I need to do? What do you ask me? What do we do? We sit down, we have a coffee. What happens?
Well, usually I give mom and dad advice to sell their home and move into a one-bedroom apartment so nobody can live with them. Just kidding.
and then you get them a bottle, right? Yeah, okay.
With first-time buyers, I like to sit with them in their home. Bill and I make house calls. I like to sit with them in their home, whether they're living with mom and dad or whether they're living in an apartment. Then that way I get a feel for how they live and what their lifestyle is. And so if they, more than what they tell me, sometimes if they just meet me in the office, then I don't really get a grasp on what their lifestyle is. So I prefer to meet them in their home and talk to them about their haves, needs, and wants, and where they're thinking of going, what their goals are, what their financial situation is, what their lifestyle is. Because, I find a lot of young couples, what will happen, they will mortgage themselves so tight they don't have a life, and then they get a divorce. So I would far rather know what their lifestyle is. That some people are savers, some people are spenders. So it's very important right up front to know where they're coming from mentally and financially.
And I would say, too, to find yourself a real estate agent and a mortgage broker that are willing to listen to you, right?
Right on.
Yeah. Bill's shaking his head.
Well, you got to make sure that the people you're dealing with are not looking at you as their next payment on their car or their mortgage. That they
that's very much the truth. That's very much the truth. There's a lot of hungry people out there, just either, and it isn't only in my industry and Bill's industry. A lot of people are just looking at what their paycheck will be and how do I get that paycheck. Well, to me, it doesn't work in the mortgage brokerage business nor the real estate business, because you want referrals when they're going to move 3 or 4 and 5 years down the road, and you want them to refer your friends to you too. So if you don't listen to their needs, and again, then really keep their needs confidential. I mean, you don't talk from one client to another. Keep their needs confidential and focus in on what they are looking for and where they are going, their haves, needs, and wants. And then, hey, business always comes down the road. You don't have to worry about just one paycheck.
Bill, I was thinking about making a car payment today. I thought about coming and seeing you after. No? No. Darn.
No.
That's not what you're there for, huh?
No.
You're there to help me buy a house.
I'm going to help you buy a house.
Well, you know what, Tom? If you got to make a car payment, I can refer you to somebody because that's exactly what I'm doing these days.
All right. It's 10:38. It's the Radio Real Estate Show. Coming up in the next segment, Bill, you're going to be talking about, I think it was planning, wasn't it?
Yeah, well, we're going to talk about planning. I didn't know. I mean, you might have seen this article in the paper. I didn't know it was going to be that big.
Said he on his, no.
That was just one of the municipal planners for one of our municipalities. Didn't know.
Oh, I see. Oh, you're talking about planning.
Oh. No, that's kind of a oxymoron.
Never mind. Let it go. So that'll be interesting. I'm looking forward to that. And also we're going to talk about, January's greater real estate market in the Metro Vancouver area. We're going to have Andy Mattu of the Powerhouse Agents of the line. He's going to tell us what's going down from his point of view. And he's an agent with RE/MAX, like Fern is. He's Crest Westside Realty. Fern, what else is happening?
This is for Northcott of RE/MAX Performance Realty with Bill Macklem, president of Dominion Macklem Mortgage, producer Dwayne Bishop, and our host, Tom Lucas. You're listening to Vancouver's original on-air open house, Radio Real Estate on CL650.
Your life's too busy to be doing the things that you don't want to do. Hi, it's Monica at Mummy Maids. We'll free up your time by taking care of all your cleaning needs. We have weekly, bi-weekly, monthly, or one-time special occasion plans available, including move-in and move-outs. Commercial and residential cleaning performed by bonded, insured, WCB-covered, uniform cleaning experts. You deserve a break, and Mummy Maids can help. Let us clean your castle with no hassle. Call 604-533-4959 or visit mummymaids.com.
Hey, it's Preston from Humphrey Pro Painting and Renovations. At Humphrey Pro Painting and Renovations, we're more than just painting. As you can guess from our name, we do renovations too. Kitchens, bathrooms, living rooms, offices, whatever your renovation needs are, Humphrey Pro Painting and Renovations is here for you. Call for your estimate now, 604-897-6049. That's 604-897-6049. Or get more information at humphreypropainting.com. That's humphreypropainting.com.
Mike Farkas is on the line from North Vancouver Nissan. Happy New Year.
Well, Happy New Year, Tom, and I hope you had a good one.
I think so.
What you can remember?
Never mind.
I'll take this opportunity to wish all my customers, past, present, and future, Happy New Year, and I look forward to seeing them in 2016.
And the easy way to find them is in the North Vancouver Auto Mall or go online, northvancouvernissan.com.
Hi, this is Bill Macklem of Dominion Macklem Mortgages. Over the past 25 years, I have found most home purchasers do not use a mortgage broker. We are a no-charge professional who have assisted over 5,000 home buyers finance their home. The exciting part is these same home buyers come back to us for refinancing, buying their next property, or lowering their current payments. Call us at 604-684-HOME. That's 604-684-4663 for more information.
Vancouver weather.
Some fog in some areas, otherwise it should burn off, dissipate, be mostly sunny for the remainder of the day with a high of 7. Now tomorrow, Bill, is going to be a good day. Lots of football games on, right?
Oh, man, like I'm starting to tell the guys, I thought, you know what, it's going to be raining all day tomorrow. We're going to sit in front of the tube and watch football.
Great.
Unfortunately, it's going to be sunny tomorrow with a high +5, and then on Monday, it's going to be raining on Monday. And obviously, we missed it by a day.
So what will happen tomorrow is your wife can stay inside and watch football, right? Well,
exactly.
You're outside doing garden work.
Well, the stuff I missed in September.
Oh, my God. Right now it is 2 degrees on the Radio Real Estate Show.
CI 650.
Secret Asian man, secret Asian man. Hey.
I just got a note from the secret agent man. Actually, before we went on the air this morning, Fern, I had an email come in. And I told Bill about this. I got a little bit worried. It was from Revenue Canada. And it starts out by going, Dear Citizen, with a small c. So I'm thinking that this is not legit. I'm thinking...
You know what? A lot of times these are not. It's interesting because even from my email server, I get these flash things every once in a while, and I automatically forward them to mysmart.com. And I say, what's with these? And they says, no, this didn't come from us. So, yes, we've got to be real careful on what we open and what we don't.
Usually what I do is when I get these bogus things, I just forward them to Fern, and she takes care of them for me. So that's
excellent.
Good. So I don't need to...
You know what? I get these things from Revenue Canada as well, Tom, and I just forward them to my accountant. I mean, I love them dearly. And I just say to him, you know, what are we doing here? Is this really, Derek, is this really legit or is it not? And 99.9% he just emails me back. He says, Fern, ignore it because it is not legit.
Fred Steiner must love to hear from you on a weekly basis, let me tell you.
No, good.
No, yeah. So there you go. So, yeah, and this week I've won $50 million, too, in some sort of lottery in Uganda somewhere, so...
Well, yeah. Send money. Do you get those that says send money because I have a sick relative or something?
I said, I'll tell you what I'll do. I'll send you a sick relative. It's 10:43. It's the Radio Real Estate Show. Tom Lucas, of course, with Fern Northcott and Bill Macklem, and our producer is Dwayne Bishop, and we're here at Radio Real Estate. Now, if you miss a show, you can always go to our website, which is radiorealestateshow.ca. On the homepage, you can click on an icon, which will take you off to the podcast. And if Bill was giving some information, let's say about deferring your taxes, you can listen to Bill again.
Wow.
And if you heard, like last week, Fern, after you talked about that house you had for sale, I had a woman call me, and she said, that sounded like an interesting place. So you see, people are listening to what you guys are saying, and you might want to go back and listen to it again. That's how you do it.
Well, you know what? It's interesting because I do go back and listen to our show and, pick up pointers for myself as well. And sometimes, when you are on a show, and I'm sure you can say this too, Bill, is that somebody will make a point, either one of our guys from real estate or Andrea or whatever, and I don't always hear it. If I listen to it a second time, then I think, oh, wow, I didn't realize that person said that.
Absolutely. It's like when your mom tells you something the first time, You don't exactly hear everything she's saying until she tells you the second time with a fist firmly planted in your face. But
well, you're not allowed to do that
no,
these days.
no,
It's
no,
politically correct. Good swat on the behind always worked better than...
And you can't even do that
words.
anymore. You used to use a wooden spoon. Remember that trick, the wooden spoon?
Oh, I do. You know what? My mother only had to use that on me once. That was it. And I knew that if I pushed it to a limit, that's what the penalty would be. So I pushed it right to the limit. And of course, when I look at the wooden spoon now, I think, once in my life. Once.
Bill, is that a wooden spoon you brought in? Bill brought a wooden spoon.
But it's a large one.
Oh, Fern, you're in for it now. It's 10:45. It's the Radio Real Estate Program. January is here, and what's going on in the Greater Vancouver real estate market? Let's find out. Andy Mattu is on the line. Andrew, good morning, sir.
Good morning, Tom. How are you doing today?
I'm good, and how are you?
I'm doing great.
Now, if you follow what they're saying in the newspaper, you hear them on the radio, they're on the television, they're talking about 2015 as being one of the greatest years in West Coast real estate. Do you concur?
Oh, I do concur. It's been an awesome year, and it's going to continue into 2016. In the next couple of months, sales are going to keep rising. So if you were thinking of holding off on buying, I bet you the price has already went up $50,000. So you're getting behind the game here. If you need to get in the market, give us a call. If you need to sell, give me a call.
Well, the assessments just came out, and probably you know for a fact that the realtor will give you a higher assessment than the assessment bureau will, right? Most cases?
Yes, that's true. That's true. The assessment value is just going on how much taxes you're paying to the city, right? Obviously, the city wants you to increase that number, but, your house is worth way more than that.
So if you want the real number, you call your favorite realtor, Andy and Don. And you guys, what's going on in Vancouver? You got an open house for us this weekend?
Yeah, I got an open house tomorrow on Sunday. It's from 1 p.m. to 3 p.m. It's located at 488 Southwest Marine Drive on Unit 1604. So 1-bedroom, 1-bathroom, 487 square feet, priced sharply at $399. And it's great for investment, rentals allowed, brand new building. Commercial downstairs, you have all the amenities, TNT, shoppers, banks, restaurants, coffee shops, you name it, it's there. SkyTrain is right there as well, right on Marine Drive.
All right, well, you have your one and have a wonderful day. Drop by and see Andy, say hello, and we'll talk to you guys again next week.
Sounds good. This is Andy Matthew for Radio Real Estate.
Put the power of the Powerhouse agents to work for you. Call Andy at 604-307-3000. That's 604-307-3000, or visit powerhouseagents.ca. Again, that's powerhouseagents.ca.
All right, now, Andy was just mentioning that the tax assessments were out. Bill, did you get yours yet?
Yes, I did.
I got mine, too. I'm sort of satisfied with mine. Are you satisfied with yours?
Yeah.
Fern?
Yeah, decent.
Well, yes. I think, some are and some aren't. There's a lot of fallacies about the tax assessments that a lot of times, for the most part, the tax assessments don't have a lot to do with market value. It's just reassessing your property for taxation purposes, not market value. That's why if you're thinking of selling or you really want to know what the real value is of your property, either get it from, a market evaluation from a realtor or an appraisal from a bank.
And these figures that they're giving us, aren't they actually about 6 months old, too? Weren't they done in the summer sometime?
Yes, a lot of times that is too, and history always repeats itself, and I find that a lot of times with the municipalities and the cities, they will assess a property at a peak of a market. Of course, we haven't peaked our market yet, but, when you go through, let's say 2008, the assessments came out just before then, so market value dropped considerably, and they were less than assessments, but the cities and municipalities seem to have this uncanny vision that we're assessed right at the peak of the market.
Last year when we had the gentleman on from the BC Assessments, I asked him a question, kind of loaded. I said, do you ever have anybody call and say that I don't think you've assessed my property high enough? And I thought, who calls to say that? I actually ran into a person the other day who actually called and said, I don't believe you assessed my property high enough. So, yeah, you're laughing now. I said, why would you do that?
Well, you know what? In the old days, too, that I'm going back now to the 70s and 80s, that the tax assessment and market market value, a lot of times we're synonymous. And I know a lot of times now, even now, that I will be working on a piece of property and market value will be considerably higher than what the tax assessment are. And because the buyers have access to all of this information now, that they will come to me and they'll say, well, you know what, the tax assessment is $650,000, and how am I supposed to be paying $800,000 for this property when tax assessment is such and such? So we have to get right back to the education again. A lot of times that the assessments have nothing to do with market value.
Money makes the world go around, the world go around, the world go around. Money makes the world go around, it makes the world go round.
Yeah, even if you're building a house, I didn't know it would be that big, says Bill Macklem. I didn't know the house would be that big. What?
I'm just flabbergasted by the sheer, what would you call it?
Stupidity?
Non-accountability.
Non-accountability.
So no one says anything about this house. Is what, 28,000 square feet? Was it West Van?
Mm-hmm.
All of a sudden, the neighbors notice it, so then somebody says something. So you go to the municipality that's in charge of planning, in charge of zoning, in charge of approvals, and then they say, oh, we didn't know it was going to be that big.
I didn't know it was going to be that big.
Are you kidding me? And you know what? And there's no accountability. Did anybody get fired in there because that house is oversized? I mean, somebody had to get paid off because you don't do that kind of thing indiscriminately. So there's got to be something going on. I mean, this is the wrong way of doing things. And how do you allow that to happen? It's no different than in Surrey when they build the pool 6 miles from the downtown core and Morgan Crossing.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, that's a gorgeous pool. That is well
nice,
done.
nice.
But why would you build it away from your center?
Because it's away from my house. That's why.
Because they don't have an overall community plan, and every municipality has people that have influences on builders and planning, and they get approved for things they should not get approved for. And because the rest of us who are just working our buns off trying to live here don't have the ability to make any changes. And
I'm not saying this happened, Bill, okay? Please remember, I am not saying that this happened, but I've heard that sometimes silver will cross palms in certain people.
Well,
and, you know what I'm saying?
sorry, but you know what?
Huh? What?
Oh, I love this.
This is not the correct way to develop a community.
No, it's not.
And you're doing it indiscriminately, and you're doing it haphazardly, and there's not an overall community plan because you have 27 to 34, depending on what area you want to talk about, 27 to 34 municipalities, and every municipality has their own vested interest.
Well, I knew a broker up in the Kerrisdale area, Fern, and he would tell some people that we don't do it this way. We can't go to City Hall and cross palms with silver.
Mm-hmm.
Said he.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
Well, you know, the thing is that as long as mankind is alive and walking on this earth, we will always have payoff. That's the way it is.
Good point. Good point. But I didn't know the house was going to get that big.
20,000. It's just a small little place.
20,000 feet. Holy cow. So, Fern, if I want to get some expert mortgage advice, I call Bill Macklem. How do I get a hold of Mr. Macklem?
Then what you do is you just visit Bill at billymac.com. That's Billy with an I, not a Y, MAC.com, or by calling Bill at 604-684-HOME. That's 604-684-4663.
In our next segment, we'll hear from our radio real estate home handyman, Finn Jensen. This morning, Finn would like to know if you're if you're a boiler. That's not a broiler, so we're not talking about chickens.
No, it's different.
It's an energy hog. This is not a pig. This is just an energy consumer. So we're trying to find out whether your boiler is taking up too much energy.
Well, you're the only guy that knows that has a boiler in his van, so we'll talk about that. Good morning, I'm Tom Lucas with our co-host Fern Northcott of Remax Performance Realty, Bill Macklem, president of Dominion Macklem Mortgages. Our producer is Dwayne Bishop, and you're listening to Radio Real Estate on CIL 650.
Introducing Mommy Maids, a business created out of the lack of employment opportunities for single moms with flexible working hours. From residential to commercial, you can trust their insured and bonded cleaning professionals with any task. Let them clean your castle with no hassle. Go to mommymaids.com or call 604-533-4959.
1, 2, 3, ABC. Mommy Maids come rescue me.
Hi, it's Preston here from Humphrey Pro Painting and Renovations. When you're ready to paint, call Humphrey Pro Painting and Renovations. We do it all. The filling, the sanding, the taping. Hey, we even clean up after ourselves. Discover what Humphrey Pro Painting and Renovations can do for your home and office. Call for your estimate, 604-897-6049. That's 604-897-6049. Or get more information at humphreypropainting.com. That's humphreypropainting.com.
Hi, this is Fern Northcott of Remax Performance. Your real estate dreams begin with you. You deserve the facts of a professional home evaluation based on the statistics of the MLS. To find out what your house is really worth, call or text me. Fern Northcott, 604-790-9066, 604-790-9066, or visit fnorthcott.com.
CI 650.
I'm fixing a hole where the rain gets in and stops my mind from wandering. I'm filling the cracks that ran through the door and kept my mind from wandering.
10:55 on the Radio Real Estate Show. It's a nice morning out there, Bill.
It's gorgeous.
Maybe get there and do some chores. Maybe you still can watch the football games
Oh,
tomorrow.
if I get them all done today.
If you do the chores today.
Ooh, never thought of that.
But there's something you need to check in your house. First of all, your boiler, right?
I have to check my boiler.
Because your boiler could be
a hog.
An energy hog.
Exactly.
Let's find out if it's an energy hog. Mr. Finn Jensen is standing by. Finn, good morning.
Good morning, Tom, and good morning, everybody. As we can see, winter is really just beginning, complete with all the trimmings. Sometimes we're cheated, but this looks like honest-to-goodness Canadian weather. It can be unwanted, problematic, fun, and beautiful all at the same time, like any of the 12 months in this four-season country. But that's outside. What goes on inside the home is more controlled, at least we hope. The perception is, if we don't notice a difference, there probably isn't any. Most of the time, that's likely correct. But when it's not, it's a good bet it's costing you money. In this matter, the size and age of the home isn't too important. Maintenance is. Even something as simple as a fireplace or a water heater could be robbing you. A bigger deal is the heating system. Boilers in particular, while very efficient, can become an energy thief. They start out small, then year by year, it becomes worse until finally someone notices. Then it gets fixed. But all the money wasted will never be recovered. And the real kicker is, when things are set right, you realize how nice it is now. Better than it has been for how many years? That's cheeky, but true. Everyone tries to get away with the least, and why not? We know this stuff is built to high standards. It has to be, right? Absolutely. But so will you. That doesn't mean you shouldn't get regular checkups. This is Finn Jensen for Radio Real Estate. Talk to you next week.
This winter, let Finn take care of all your plumbing and heating needs. For fast, reliable, and dependable service, call Finn at Gentech Mechanical Installations. That's 778-378-2740, 778-378-2740.
See, Finn was over at my place the other day looking at the boiler.
Really?
Yeah, and what was that expression he's saying? Is energy hog?
Energy hog.
That's what he said. My boiler was an energy hog.
Really?
I said, maybe just plug it in. Worked a lot better that way.
Really?
Yeah.
What was that funny sound?
I don't know.
That was it was working.
I think that was Finn. Now,
well, even just getting your boiler or your furnace service once a year, to me, is very, very important because then, first of all, it's running at its highest efficiency, and second of all, hopefully it won't become a hog.
And also, not only that, Fern, but if you're trying to sell your home, it probably helps a little bit, doesn't it?
Well, yes, it does. And, there's so many kinds of different furnaces on the marketplace that a young fellow that I work with, that I had him out having a look at my furnace and just saying, okay, it's the Taylor service that I have X amount. I have 2,000 square feet, so is this furnace. It's original furnace, 1998, and it's been maintained for quite a number of years, but I just want to make sure that it's running to its major efficiency for my usage.
1998 you had your furnace put in, huh?
Well, that's when the place was built.
Oh, okay. So it's still working fine?
Still working just fine.
Okay, because we may have a buyer for it. Oh, you weren't selling. Oh, sorry.
I'm not selling.
Guess what?
What? This is my retirement program, is where I live now.
Lady, I was going to say you've just become a rich woman. we got you a good price.
I'm rich in many ways.
Oh, rich in many ways. It's the beginning of a brand new year. People are thinking about real estate and thinking, is this bubble going to burst? What do you think?
Well, a bubble always bursts when it comes to real estate. But, we have so many factors influencing us in the Lower Mainland. We still have a lot of offshore money coming on. And as you said earlier in the show, what's going on in China, we don't know what's going to happen from there. But geographically, we only have one way to develop. It's up the valley. So, therefore, the closer that you get to Vancouver, then, of course, obviously, it's going to be higher in prices.
So what you're saying is Chilliwack is beginning to look a little more attractive.
Well, Chilliwack and Squamish, you know, that community from Squamish. I've done a lot of thinking about that since we had our guest on our show a couple of weeks ago. And you know what? That's feasible for a lot of people as well. And Squamish is a nice community. Lots of new stuff going on up there. And, hey, you don't have to necessarily drive to Chilliwack or Hope anymore.
There's always something going on in those outlying areas. And you know what? Maybe we could live there if we had a way of getting into town for 8 o'clock in the morning. What do you think?
From Chilliwack, you mean?
From anywhere.
Yeah, well, you know, don't open that can of worms either, because then I'll start ranting about transportation.
You live in Cloverdale, you want to come to work in Richmond, forget it.
Well, you know, the thing is that the beauty of other countries, you can go to their cities and you get on any kind of their public transit, and you get down to a place very quickly. But when I'm going to Vancouver, you know, from Cloverdale, Langley, I normally have about 4 errands that I want to do to kind of stock them up, and with SkyTrain going in one way and coming out one way, that if I want to deviate off that, I'm not going to take the bus, I take my car.
All right. Now, if anybody's taking notes, do you have something they might be interested in this morning, Fern, or you're just saying if you want to get a hold of Fern, here's how to do it. What do you want to do this morning?
You can reach me at either phone or text at 604-790-9066, 604-790-9066. My email, direct email, is Fern, F-E-R-N-E, at smart.com. Fern with an E, smart with 2 T's, Fern@smart.com. Love to hear from you.
If you want to buy or sell, Fern's going to take good care of you. If you need some money, first of all, you go see Billy Mack. And where can we find you, Bill?
Find me at 604-684-4663. That's 604-684-HOME.
And your phone number again?
604-684-4663. And I'm available anytime.
Apparently.
And we make house calls.
You what?
We make house calls.
Our house in the middle of our street.
I think. It's Happy New Year again. In case you missed it. It's okay. Here we go.
Happy New Year.
Happy New Year.
New Year.
Happy New Year, everybody. Dwayne, Happy New Year.
Woo-hoo. Happy New
Year. You see, when you're on the Radio Real Estate Show and you only get together once a week, we have New Year's twice.
Absolutely.
Fern, Happy New Year.
Thanks, Tom. Happy New Year to you, too. And may it be a good one, happy, healthy, and wise.
It's going to be a good New Year in real estate. It's going to be a good New Year's for mortgages, right, Willie?
Oh, it's going to be a phenomenal year. There's a real pent-up demand for housing. We don't have enough houses. We don't have enough houses.
Here's what I suggest you do.
That's the frustration, yeah.
Call Fern, call one of the realtors on the show, call Billy Mack, get all lined up, get yourself a nice bit of money, get yourself a nice place to live. Then when you're looking for a great radio station, you turn on CL 650. We take care of you.
We have a lot of listeners.
We got a lot of good stuff going on.
Absolutely.
Anyway, have yourselves a great week, you guys. We'll talk to y'all next week. Radio Real Estate returns next Saturday morning at 10, and I'll be back at noon with more of your favorites. Until then, it's Tom Lucas, Old Lang Syne. Happy New Year, and thank you, bye.